Defining now. Stoops video? Okay, alright. I said I would fucking watch it. We're gonna fucking watch it. We're gonna watch the Stoops video about fucking Lost Ark, okay? We're gonna do it. I saved it, and I didn't watch it yesterday. We're gonna watch it. Now, let's add a little bit of context before we do anything else, okay? We're gonna look right now at how many people are playing the game. So, Lost Ark right now has 684,000 people playing the game. The lowest that it's ever been at today on June is over 500,000 people. Go on Steam database. What's the most popular game? You got it. Lost Ark. 84,000 real players. Real players. Here we go. The truth behind bots in Lost Ark. Here we go.
Hey everyone, it's been a while since I made a video on this channel.
Yep.
To be honest, I wasn't sure if I should make this video or if I should give it some more time, but after thinking about it for a little bit and talking with some of my friends, I realized I should make this video. I want to talk about the bot situation in Lost Ark. Now,
I'll do the announcement after this video, okay guys? I will do the announcement after this video. I think it's a good time. Let me move this up. There we go.
A lot of you guys are probably aware of the bot issue, and if you have experienced any of this or sounds like an issue to you or something that you're experienced, please share the video with some of your friends, maybe on the forums, Reddit, anywhere, and maybe we can actually push for some change here and get some attention on this topic. I'd like to help out with that. So, with your help, maybe we can do it. Now, if you're unaware of the bot issue that exists in Lost Ark, I'm sure you are aware.
We've seen it.
Playing the game.
Yeah.
But the bot issue has been getting worse, and right now I have a Steam chart here on the screen. At first glance, it actually looks pretty good. It shows 845,000.
I think that the game is also growing in players. It seems like it is with the amount of people that are talking about the game and interacting with content about the game. But I think that the bots are growing at an exponentially larger rate. Like, I think that the numbers are authentic to a degree. No way. You guys don't think so? People are quitting, in fact? Look at Google Trends. We'll look at Google Trends afterwards, okay? Yeah, I do feel like, yeah, I feel like the game is probably growing, sure.
And players currently online, but a majority of those are bots. And it's actually quite interesting. You can see the launch.
The main reason why I think that is the amount of people that interacted. I should explain why I think this. I think this because the amount of people that are interacting with content about Lost Ark on social media, and also because of the amount of people that are, about in Korea, is that Korean Lost Ark became much more popular and started retaining players whenever Legion raids came out, and Legion raids are coming out now in like NA, so I would assume that would follow the same paradigm. I think that's logical.
Game having 1.3 million, the numbers kind of go down like every game at a launch, and then it's starting to go back up. It's kind of reversing now, but I would argue that a lot of it is botting, right? Every free-to-play game has bots. It's just part of it. But Lost Ark in particular has an extreme use for gold. The game revolves around gold. And there's a lot of money to be made for these botting companies that exist outside of the US, maybe outside of Europe as well.
Big money. Big money.
The US dollar goes a long way. Even the euro goes a long way. They're able to make a lot of money selling players RMTing and selling gold.
Ooh, we love RMT.
The problem is now it's getting to a point where, again, it's locking players out of the game. In fact, I saw some of my friends that were sitting in 16,000 player queues on NA West.
Bro, it's lit! Oh my god, we can't wait to get in, bro. This is gonna be crazy. Oh my god. It's nuts. This is what happened. Like, I was trying to do Vaulton like 5 or 6 days ago, probably less than that. And people were like, bro, I would play with you, but I'm in queue. They're like, yeah, man, me too. I can't log on anymore. There's too many bots. I can't even log in.
And this happened also at the launch of the game for EU.
Yeah,
now, there were a lot of players at the launch as well, but I'm sure there were a lot of bots. And EU had a situation where it was one region that was undivided. There was no NA East, NA West.
Right, it was just EU.
The problem was that there were so many people that you couldn't get into the game. So then they created EU West.
Yeah.
And obviously, as people leave the game and things like that, you're now on EU West because you just wanted to log into the game, and you wish you were on EUC, right? Because that's where the majority of players are at. And the same goes for NA West and NA East. I actually live in California, and I'm playing on NA East because a while ago, I actually made a forum post. Let me pull it up here for the video. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of this on the fly. I actually wrote up a post where on January 14th, before the launch of the game, stating that I was actually worried about the health of the NA region.
That was a long time ago.
Because the region was being divided, where NA West and NA East couldn't play together. And
yeah, I
wasn't saying that there should be one region. That's what I would have preferred.
Yeah, I
saw
would
what
have
happened
too.
with EU.
I agree.
But more so, what I was proposing was the confirmation that Amazon would be able to connect these regions at some point, offer server transfers, similar to what we've seen in Korea. However, Korea is just one region. And the response that we got from this post, January 14th, was that they would do something like that, or they would look into it, or do what was necessary to ensure the health of a region or server. Well, I feel like
they just need to combine servers if it becomes an issue. Like making people transfer and shit, a lot of people aren't going to go through the effort of transferring because they don't want to deal with it. Names are region-wide, so just combine the servers. That's what they should do.
Now is no better time for those people that are sitting in massive queue times, right? There are people that are sitting in queue times, 15,000.
No, I disagree. I think the problem is the bots. Like the thing is, like, if they can't deal with the bots, everybody is going to be in queue times before long. Because here's the reason: if your bots are making you money, well, then what would you do? Like, if you have a botnet of 100 bots and you're making $1,000 a day, do you know the first thing that I'd think about is getting 200 bots? And then whenever I had 200, I'd want 400, and then 800. And then before you know it, nobody can log on to the fucking server except my botnet. You know, that's it. It's like, yeah, I'm basically buying and selling gold to myself. That's all it comes down to. Yeah, make bots. You make bots that can make bots. Exactly. Yeah, let the machines take over. Fucking Skynet. Exactly.
Times, and not because of real players, right? We saw it with EU too. Right, not because of real players, but because of bots, third-party gold sellers that are like infesting the game. And I wanted to talk about some solutions and some things that I thought were pretty important here. So I decided to create this little just write-up really quickly that maybe you could share or get your guys' ideas on it, because I think it's pretty important. The first thing I want to say...
The first thing I want to fucking say is I don't want to go through 8 different levels of fucking two-factor authentication because Amazon can't pay somebody to sit in front of the fucking Chaos Dungeon vendor in Vern and just ban bots. They're sitting there. They're just sitting there. They're, like, oh man, I don't want... Are these bots? I don't know. They're fucking bots. They're bots. Everybody knows they're bots. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Just hire somebody that's going to get rid of them. It's that simple. I don't want to have to fucking sign through 8 different fucking levels of authentication because you can't hire one person that can sit in front of the Chaos Gate and ban people. It's not that hard. It's really not. It's not. You can do this easily.
That with Lost Ark is that it's way too easy to make an account. I just made another account, and all you got to do is just make a new Steam account. The problem is that we do get ban waves, right? We do get ban waves that do happen.
They last
for
Amazon
15
minutes.
And Smilegate aren't doing anything, but what they're doing right now isn't working, right? It's not actually solving the problem. And the ban waves happen, but they just make a new account.
Of course.
Right? These bots they come back the next day. You can see some of the dips. If you look at, like...
They don't even miss a beat. They don't even miss a beat. They're like, you banned me, I'm back, bitch. You banned me, I'm back, bitch. I'm back, bitch. And so, yeah, obviously that's the problem. Is people keep making new accounts. It doesn't matter how complex you make the authentication process. You can automate the authentication process. Anybody can do this.
When these happen, but they instantly come back, right? The bots are instantly back the next day, and they have so much gold at this point that they don't really, they could get to tier 3 if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been calling for stricter policy on RMTing, right? RMTing is when you buy gold from a third-party website, real money transaction.
Oh, like, it's not hard. If you RMT, they should delete all of your BOE items that you can get off the auction house, reset your engravings down to 0, and ban you for 30 days. The problem is that, like, RMTing in the game is it's like, you ever have a time where you have somebody permaban? No, I don't think permaban is a good idea. The reason why I don't think it's a good idea is not because I think it's too harsh, but because I think that it will not solve the problem. So Blizzard actually has the solution for this, and I actually agree with Blizzard. Is that the solution that Blizzard has is they ban people for 6 months. Because if people get banned for 6 months, they don't want to start a new account, because then they invest everything onto that new account and they want to play their old account, really. So they ban people for like a long period of time, and then it reduces the amount of things that they do that are against the rules. Do you see what I'm saying? So ban devices if possible. Not the first time, at least? No, I don't think so. And that's what I would do. That's what's smart. Gold buying who's 2-week ban. I think that, like, delete their gems, like, actually do something that regresses their character if they get caught for RMT. Like, if you know for a fact that they're RMTing, like, you have, like, this exists on a spectrum. It's like, some guy gets gold, it's like, maybe he's RMTing, maybe he's not, it's hard to say. Maybe you don't do that to him, right? But if you know somebody's RMTing, fucking take the gems, put them in the garbage. Oh, wow, but I had Legendary Mayhem engraving. Yeah, you did have it. Wasn't that fun? Well, now you get to have fun getting it again. You know, that's it. Fuck them. That's the way it goes. Yeah, reset them to tier 2. I like that a lot. That's great.
Outside, third-party RMTing, you should say, because you can buy gold in game. And some people have reported that they've gotten 3-day bans or suspensions. And I think going forward, a statement needs to be made that it's a permaban policy going forward. Right? So if you get banned, it's permanently.
Yeah, I think it should be 3 months. I think it should be a 3-month suspension. And also, like, it should be... you know what you should do? They should suspend you, and you should have an option. You get to pick your poison. Does your character get reset down to tier 2? And you lose all your gold? Or do you take a 3-month suspension? And you make them make that decision right there. I fucking guarantee you that RMT would go down. Isn't that good? I love it.
Banned, right? So this is not for the bots, but for the players that are participating in third-party RMT, because that is also a major cause of it. The bots are able to make money because players are willing to spend real-life money.
Yeah.
Outside of the game and get gold for much cheaper. Now, another thing that I think is important, and I know they're reluctant to do this.
I don't feel bad. Like, I don't feel bad for Amazon because, like, here's the thing, right, bro? This is a fucking pay-to-win game. You just spend real money, you buy crystals, you sell crystals for gold. It's pay-to-win, you buy gold. So, like, really, they're just mad because people are they're cutting in on like, their business, right? So, like, I don't view, like, RMTers as some fucking, like, morally unjust evil. No, it's just that they're cheating. Like, they're cheating in the game, and it's like, if you're gonna cheat and pay to win, you're gonna have to do it by the fucking rules. That's the way it goes.
Locking the servers.
Yeah, I don't really feel. I'm not mad at them.
Especially servers that have long queue times, like NA West.
Yep.
At launch, we saw that, right? We actually saw that at launch, where they locked servers and they created new servers. Now, I know they're reluctant to do that again, and I know why they're reluctant to do that again.
They should not do that.
Because number one, they have this huge summer event that's going to be coming up. They have the Vicus raid coming up. They're going to have the Clown raid soon after that. And they want new players to come back or get into the game.
Well, it's like you shouldn't lock servers. You should just say, like, hey, like, I don't know how they can solve the problem. Like, any character created after this date has a queue time or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if the technology is there for that. But, like, ultimately, because people might want to play on a server. Like, let's say somebody's friends are all on one server, and then it's like, oh, well, I can't play this server because it's locked. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You can't play with your friends because they can't handle bots? No, in my opinion, I think that there is one solution to the botting problem, and that is Amazon spending real money to solve the problem by hiring people to look at the situation day in and day out. And if they don't do that, it doesn't matter.
And they're worried about locking them out. But
That's the
the
only
issue
solution.
is that you need to do it. I think they're worried about the long-term health of the game. I think if you don't do that, that's worse for the long-term health of the game. You need to do the launch strat where you lock the servers that players are active on, create new servers, and for the time being, while you try to manage the bot situation, funnel the bots there, right? And then offer server transfers. It's clear that the technology isn't there. You guys don't have the ability to do that, because if you did, you could just do the launch strategy over again. And I think they're worried that if they lock the servers, they don't want to create new ones and have another EU-West situation. But we need to solve the EU-West situation, I believe, right? That's an important issue.
I think what they need to solve is the bot situation. Solve the bot situation, and you're not going to make an algorithm that solves this. It's not like you can hire some engineer at Google or Amazon who's going to figure this out. Because here's how you do it, right? So, like, for example, let me think of a way to put this. It's trial and error. So whenever you get suspended, hey, here's how you get around bots. And this is how, like, I would do it, at least, right? Is I would have a bot and I would document every single thing that bot did. And then every time that I had a bot get banned, I would change one thing in the programming. And eventually, I would figure out what the one thing that the detection program is detecting by process of elimination. Like, that's literally what they do. Of course that's what they do. It's common sense. This isn't some fucking genius idea. This is literally trial and error. It's basic protocol.
Need to have server transfer functionality, or data character data transfers, but you need to lock the servers, because there's no reason that real players should be getting locked out of the game due to bots. You're going to lose players that way, right?
Yeah.
I think that's going to cause more damage to the game
exactly
in the long term, right? Just some important feedback there. Another thing I would say is they need to adjust the crystal, the royal crystal to blue crystal, to gold conversion rate. So if you guys don't know, when you go into the cash shop in Lost Ark,
I know about that.
You go to the currency exchange. There's a description here, and the game sets the value, basically how many royal crystals, when you convert royal crystals, when you want to buy gold, right? 238, 476, 714.
Right.
They need to make it a more competitive value. And I know at the bottom line, at any game company, I'm sure you know, if you're a player listening to this, you're like, oh, they'll never do that, right? They're going to lose money that way. But a lot of people aren't really interacting with this, I'm sure, right? You're probably losing a lot of money from players going to third-party websites and illegally buying gold, right?
Here's what they should do, is that they should make it to where the gold that you get way more gold at max level from completing, like, Vaulton and, like, Legion raids and shit like that. That's what the real problem is. It's because people do this stuff, and the other ways of farming gold are efficient. Because there will be a point in which the botters can't make enough money they can't make enough raw gold for it to be worth spending their time investing in the game and continuing to use all of their resources and technology to make gold in it. So if you increase the amount of gold in the economy and you make it to where it's much higher on, like, the top end of players and, like, for completing end game activities, it makes it easier to ban the bots, and it makes it harder for bots to make money and break even. Like, that's just what happens. In your fucking new player experience? Not
this
really.
Needs to be a more competitive value. In other regions, I remember when I was playing on Russia, it was you got more gold for your royal crystal.
Yeah.
Not because of the inflation, but because of the set value here, right? This needs to be adjusted to be something that's more competitive. And if more players interact with this system, it's actually better for the free-to-play player rather than them going to the third party. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, oh, that means it's going to inflate and people are getting more gold.
Yeah, that's true.
The value of materials and engraving recipes and everything is already inflated. If I go to the end, 23,000, 24,000 gold for a grudge is not reflective of the currency exchange value at 772. It's just not. It's super. Some of these items, I have friends that do busing and carries in Lost Ark, and they price their busing or carries at the third-party website value. They don't price it at what's in the cash shop, right? That's what a lot of players are doing, and
that's what happens, right? It's like as soon as people realize they can cheat and not get in trouble, everybody starts cheating. It's like in Mists of Pandaria, everybody had a kickbot. Like I was even thinking of installing one. I was thinking about botting. I was like, well, Blizzard's not banning anybody for this. Why am I playing the game as a real person like a loser? I could be making money while I'm sleeping.
Serious
and then
problem,
everybody starts doing
in my
it.
opinion. That's a
what
serious problem for the actual free-to-play player that needs to get solved, in my opinion. You need to make the prices more competitive. You need to have players interact with the system more. And I think you'll end up probably making more money in the bottom line if players are using your system more often. And with that, again, you need to offer confirmation that we will see region or server transfers that are going to happen at some point in the future, that you're working on the technology to do it. You're able to export character data. You're going to merge regions at some point. You need to offer the confirmation, because players are getting deeper and deeper into the tier, and that's not fair to the player, right? That spent so much time progressing their character. And as mentioned earlier in my post that I wrote, we were told that you would, if the health of the region or server was at risk, or it needed something needed to be done, it would get done. Well, I think now is the time for something to get done there.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Finally, all low-hanging fruit should be removed. Okay, absolutely all low-hanging fruit should be removed. I mean, stuff like this, right? Like, I can come over here.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way that these guys should be able to just sit here and hang out. I get it. You can't individually ban, like, every single bot.
Yes, you can. Yes, you fucking can. I guarantee you. Give me the tools that an Amazon moderator has, and I will ban every bot in a day. 100%. That's their job. Wait, you guys actually think that I'm stupid on this? They're bots. They're right there. Everybody sees them. Everybody sees them. Just ban them. That's it. You just get rid of them. Like, this is not rocket science. You don't need to be a Google engineer to look at a bunch of people with randomized fucking names and say, hey, I think these aren't real players. Ban two more sprout up. The problem is that they get to 60 or they get to 50. Stop letting them get to 50. Watch what they do as they level up. Figure out where the bottleneck is, where all of the bots have to allow themselves to be seen, and then you ban them. It's not fucking complicated. I think so many people are trying to turn this into some kind of like unsolvable problem. This is a problem that is easily solved by real people. That's it. Then they level legit. Then yes. Then they would have to level legit. Then they're not bots.
Have some people sit there all day, but you see it in RuneScape actually.
Prosing is a manual solution. Yes, you need a manuated solution.
They just hang out here on every channel. There's no reason they should be able to just sit here on every channel. You got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them. And on top of that, if you go to the auction house and we just look at accessories, and I can go to tier 1 accessories.
Yep.
Right? Tier 1 accessories, and I can go to recent prices, things that have sold. 20,000 gold for a tier 1 swiftness earring, right?
That's
830,000.
Oh my god.
700,000, 650,000, and I've seen crazier numbers. I've seen crazier numbers.
Holy shit! I never saw this.
In different tiers.
Holy fuck!
Right?
This is how
Necromancy raid captain going for 500k.
Are you really telling me that you couldn't have a threshold or something like that? You're really telling me that you couldn't do this? It's so hard. Like, oh man, like it's so hard to do this. How could anybody ever figure this out? It's so easy to figure this out. Like, you just look at certain items, you add in like a manual threshold that, like, if this item is sold for more than 100,000 gold, it's a fucking bot, and then you ban the people doing it.
Sold.
It's simple.
That's not BIS. That's terrible.
Yeah, this is not
830,000.
hard.
I mean, how does this one even get away? This happened today. 613 as I'm recording this
They're
video.
fucking lazy.
These have to be instant bans, right? You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, it's like you're buying this. Look at this starting sale price, 830,000 gold. Do you really think that they can't add a failsafe in to detect something like that? Like it's just, and if you ban people like that, you'll undoubtedly end up banning innocents, which may lead to other issues, legal and even PR. They already ban innocents. We're already there. That already happens already. There's nobody who's selling. What universe do you think exists where somebody has 830,000 gold in tier 1 and they buy a blue earring with it? But this is so dishonest. It's a very simple solution. You hire real people to identify where the bots are. How is it, think about it like this, how is it that every player knows there's bots and every player knows where the bots are, but they don't get banned? It's because they don't care. That's why.
This has to be an instant ban. There's no way. Okay, there's absolutely no way. And that's the beauty of Lost Ark. You can literally track all of the auction house or market sales and purchases right in the game. These have to be flagged for instant bans, permanent bans, and then let them, you know, if the occasional wrongful ban, I mean, oh, I just posted some earrings for 830,000 gold, then somebody bought it. You know, no pun intended.
Oops.
Okay, let them prove it. Let them prove it otherwise, right? But I mean,
I don't care about a solution that 1% of the time bans people unfairly. I don't care, because 99% of the time it works, and the 1% they can send in a ticket. Because right now, 100% of everybody is getting fucked over. Like, that's what happens. 100% of people are getting fucked over right now. It's common sense. Who's going to staff that?
Come on, you guys.
It's 30 million a month. What?
These are insane. These don't make any sense. They're specifically low bid rates here because they don't want to have the deposit is based on the bid. It just sucks, you know. It sucks because the game's really fun. I love playing the raids with my friends. I love doing the raids with my friends. I'm working on some cool stuff for the Vicus raid that I wanted to do, and summertime's supposed to be a great time for Lost Ark. It's supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to get a lot of updates, and
it's crazy.
Yeah, Lost Ark's a fun game for people looking for an MMO option out there.
It is
right?
nuts.
And it sucks to see it just get ransacked by third-party websites and
well, this is the kind of stuff people will say. Somebody in my chat says you can abuse it to get people banned you don't like. See an item they're selling on the auction house, just buy it for a ridiculous price. Some people find it worth spending gold to get you banned. For example, buying something from you at a high price. You don't have the name attached to the item that's being sold. So the only way that, like, it's just like these are the logical fucking gymnastics, mental gymnastics that people go through in order to justify why common sense solutions don't work. You're so stupid. The fact is that if the person is buying it and putting it up there, they would have had to have put it up there at 800,000 gold in the first place. Nobody is doing that. This is not happening except for people that are trying to fucking buy and sell gold. Then on top of that, you don't have a name next to the seller, so you don't know what's being sold. You don't know that you're buying the item from the right person unless they tell you ahead of time what the item is. And if you're talking to somebody and you're trying to get them banned, well, then the odds are you probably don't have a conversation going with this person because you don't like each other. Like, it's just, this is the kind of stuff, like, who's going to throw around 800,000 gold? Like, people make, like, these fringe cases for why you should not do something that works 99.9% of the time. It's nuts.
You know, gold sellers and people
It's just
RMTing
stupid.
like that. You know, it sucks. But I think some steps can be taken to make it, you know, resolve the situation. So Hopefully this video can help. Hopefully you guys can share it with some of your friends. We can get some awareness on this issue and maybe get their attention on the topic a bit more than what we've seen recently, I should say. So
yeah,
in any
I
case,
would
thank
hope
you guys
so
so much for watching the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I think this is a big issue. I think so for sure. The problem is that, like, you don't solve a problem like this with one silver bullet. You solve it with a lot of silver bullets. You solve it with the silver bullet of figuring out what the bot pathing is, because the bots have to be in the game. Like, you have to be able to see the bots, you know what I mean? At one way or another, you'll be able to detect them somehow. And so you figure out where they're all moving, and if they have certain types of names with certain types of gear, every single one of them, maybe you could send something to the account to make them solve a CAPTCHA or something like that. I don't think it would be hard at all. I honestly think that Blizzard is putting in zero effort. Or sorry, Amazon. Blizzard did the same thing with BFA. They're putting in zero effort. They're not trying. They have no interest in solving the problem. No, it's because Blizzard did the same thing. And then whenever Blizzard actually started banning people, a lot of the bots went away. The problem's solved. That's what it is. Like, yeah, it's not that hard. CAPTCHAs are great. Yeah, CAPTCHA or something like that. Would you be able to ban people who are constantly online for a very extended period of time? No, not me by myself. No, you would have to hire more than one person. That's right. You would have to hire more than one person to ban people. Of course that makes sense.